Hi, sweeties. What a time to be alive together. I wouldn't do it with anybody else other than you. The truth, truth, truth. I'm so grateful to be with you. I don't know about you, but I really need this today. I'm not like coming in and being like, oh, I could take it or leave it. Like, I'm like, this is essential. The whole practice, right? The practice of showing up, the practice of being together, the practice of like what I wrote about in the email a little bit too, of like whatever it is that we've been chewing on lately. It's been so many different things, right? But like whatever it is that we've been chewing on, the process of giving ourselves infinite space and time to chew on what we need to chew on. There are deeply important things to be chewing on, right? And the time for our bones and our breath and our bodies to actually get to digest, like beyond just like you know how like this is what I'm like with saltines. I chew them like once and then I'm like swallowing them immediately. And then I'm like, why am I so thirsty? Nightly, this occurs, right? So I just think there's something potent about like what happens after the first chew. There's like, I think actually the larger wisdom is that we're supposed to chew like a bunch of times, right? Isn't that like shared wisdom amongst all the grandmothers, That like there's all this incredible digestion, formulation of saliva and fluid. I know I'm talking a lot about chewing right now, but like obviously this is also in metaphor, right? Of like what it means to move beyond the first taste of something, be it sour, be it really off-putting, be it gorgeous and delicious and the most incredible elderberry flower tincture you've ever put on your tongue. But like what happens after the first taste? And how do we give ourselves time to metabolize, to grieve, to listen, to get frustrated, to get tired, to get inspired, and also simply to let things slowly filter through us, to trust this body, especially when it feels hard to trust so many other things. To trust this body, this personal body, but also this collective body, to trust this collective body of wisdom and dandelion greens magic of what tastes bitter and also helps us digest deeply so that we can be most well, so we can clear what it's time to clear, so that we can absorb what feels right to us. And so we have the wisdom to be able to discern the difference. So I hold you all with such deep love. We're going to move today in some ways that are that I thought about before, and also of as always in ways that are organic to the exact moment that we're in, because truly nothing else will do. We've got to give ourselves that nectar, that dip of soma that is the power and the spell of our acute attention in this moment. And if we're really focusing deeply on how we feel and what we need in the here and now, I believe that clarity and strength and hope is able to be located. So even if that feels impossible for you in this moment, trust that as a collective, we are holding it together. And that we simply, if we know nothing else, we know that we don't know everything right now. We don't know how we'll feel in 20 more minutes of moving in circles together. And we don't know what wisdom will come from that gorgeous process of chewing, mobilizing, rotating, letting the spine mobilize itself in patterns unpredetermined, but that are deeply organic to the exact experience that we're having now. I'm so glad you're here. Whatever your starting place is, standing up, sitting down, lying back, let it be on purpose for a moment. just that you're choosing to begin. And notice what the initial instinct is to mark the beginning. For me, it's a breath. For you, it might be a hand on your body. It might be a mantra that you repeat. It might be placing your hand on the top of your dog or cat next to you, or the earth herself. But just notice what it's like to let this moment be worthy of marking, worthy of ritual and reverence. What it means is that we open up to the possibility of receiving. To do ritual is really to call ourselves in. And so you're invited, all of the parts of you, deeply into this exact container, into the spiral quest that offers us a path that allows us to walk and mobilize and also move deeper and deeper inward towards what feels true and right to us. Trusting that we don't have to fret, because in having walked the path inward, the path outward is already there to support us. Trusting the larger rhythms of what happened when we just start walking. And when we listen to our feet and our bones. There is a sacredness in so many wisdom traditions to many numbers, one of them being 3, right? And so I'll invite you to do something 3 times now. I'll Om, and you're welcome to Om with me, but if something else feels more right to you, 3 big breaths out, 3 big movements of the spine, 3 big awakenings of the eyes and ears and nose, and then softening back into center, right? Let it be a 3 that honors the wisdom that we've gathered from the past, the aliveness of this moment in the present, and the depth of joy that is possible in what is to come. I know there are many other things too, and we continue to believe that joy is possible and essential as we move and breathe. If it feels right to you to start with Om, take a deep breath in. Om. 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 Can you hear its own? May it be so that whatever it is that we're calling in comes to pass. May it be so that showing up in this space and time allows us room to be fully ourselves. Child's pose, if it feels right to you, or any other starting place. As always, it's all an invitation. Move in the ways that feel right to you. It's cold today, y'all. So I've got my sweater on and my sweatpants. So make sure that you have the cozy things, right? Have whatever it is that you need. Have your cup of tea. If you want to light your incense as we get started, let it be as sweet and womb-like as you can. And let yourself soften in. I'm pulling my sweater over myself, or you could even pull a blanket over your back here. And just let yourself really feel wrapped. Wrapped wrapped by your animals that come on your mat, right? Wrapped by the earth underneath your soft underbelly, by your clothes and the energy of your home and the energy of this circle and 360 all the way around your body and your skin. I've always thought that these practices are actually like a very interesting portal invitation, like the animals that show up when we're practicing yoga, or the people who call us at exactly the time that we're doing our spiritual practice. Like there's something potent about this idea that when we land deeply, we open the channels that allow us to connect to larger wisdom and intelligence. So just notice if anything shows up here, a memory, a thought, a feeling. Can you welcome it in? We don't have to understand it, to say hello, and to let there be space. And when you're ready, you can slowly spread your fingers wide, wiggle your tush a little bit like you're a cat getting ready to pounce, and just feel what that's like to just get into a little harmonics, rocking the body side to side. You might rest your chin on the earth and let your shoulders rock a little side to side, just giving yourself. There's even a circle in this movement, just a gentle shaking of the bones and the breath to invite softening. And when you're ready, you can lift up to tabletop and just continue with these little harmonics, little rocks that could be super slow or quite quick, moving maybe tail side to side, crown of head side to side. And you're just letting your body set the dance and you're moving with it. And you might find some snake-like motions in your spine, letting the crown of the head initiate and letting the rest of the spine sort of ripple with it. Lingering in spaces where you can stretch through the side body. Just feeling the ways in which, even if you've been feeling gripped, there is still possibility for fluidity here. And when you're ready, coming back to tabletop position. On an inhale, we'll stretch the right arm up towards the sky, big spiral open. Exhale, thread the needle back behind your left wrist. Slow as you like. Inhale, rise up. Send your right arm forward, left leg back, stretch long. Exhale, left knee to the earth, right hand down to the floor. Again, same side. Inhale, reach your right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle through. Inhale, unwrap, extend long, left leg, right arm. Exhale, hand and knee to the floor. Pause, find your breath. Inhale, right arm up, spiral open through the heart. Exhale, reverse that spiral, thread the needle through. Inhale, unfurl, new spiral, left leg back, right arm forward. And then exhale back to neutral, hand and knee to the earth. Good. Other side, lift your left arm up, big breath. Feel the twist here. Exhale, thread it through, soften, cheek to the earth. On your inhale, find your center, stretch out, left arm, right leg. Exhale, hand and knee to the earth. You can even round your back a little bit if it feels good. Inhale, find neutral, lift your left arm up towards the sky. Exhale, spiral through down to the earth. Inhale, unfurl, left arm, right leg. Exhale, hand and knee down. Maybe a little rounding in the back. One more time, left arm up towards the sky, big breath. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale, extend long. Left arm, right leg. Exhale, hand and knee to the earth, round your back. This time, inhale, arch your back, gaze up towards the sky, take a big breath. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower your chest down between your hands. Inhale, stretch back up. You're arched in the low back, your chest is lifted. Exhale, bend your elbows, tap your chest to the earth. One more time. Extend, lift up. Exhale, bend your elbows lower, chin and chest down to the earth. This time, cobra pose, snake it forward. Exhale back down to the earth. A couple times like this, thinking of cobra as a circle. So your heart is lifting up at the front of the circle, but there's also a circle coming up from the backs of your feet and rising up to the back of your head, down to the earth when you're ready. Inhale, arc up. You're just inhabiting different parts of the fullness as you open up and then release back down to the earth. Good. Hands by your sides, palms face down towards the earth. Press down into the tops of your toes. Inhale, lift. Lift your chest, lift your hands. Your toes could stay down or lift up. Locust pose. Heart arcing up for this front part of the circle to meet it and support it right at the front of your chest. Exhale back down to the earth. Stretch your left arm out to the left. Plant your right hand. Spiral open onto your left side. Bend your right knee back behind you. Plant your right hand. And then right arm can slowly circle back. Then reach up over your head with your right arm. Get long and circle it down and around in front of your body. Take your time with this. Inhale, right arm lifts up and back. You can let it linger there. Soft swoop of the arm down and around here. One more time. Inhale, reach up and back till your collarbones open. Exhale, circle down and around. Plant your right hand down in front of you. Take a breath in here. Exhale slowly back onto your belly. Stretch your legs out long. This time, hands can zip together at your little back. And then use those knuckles to just gently encourage your tailbone down towards your heels, long through your spine. Inhale to lift up, locust pose. Toes can stay down, or they can lift a little bit if it feels gentle and free. Big, generous breaths. Feel your belly expand on the earth here. Exhale, slowly lower down to the earth. Right arm out by your right side. Plant your left hand and spiraling over. Left foot reaches back behind you. Your left arm reaches back behind you. Pause for a moment. Feel that big opening in the shoulder girdle. You're not forcing any opening, right? So you can always lift the arm higher. We want to be exploring what's interesting but not alarming, right? And then the left arm can reach up and over the head. The left knee almost reaches out away in counterbalance there. Yeah, and then slowly sweep your left arm down and around. Finding all of these different circles. Slowly feeling how they're connected, like the circle of the hips that you're rotating around as you roll your left hip open. How is that relating to the circle of your arm that lifts up and down and around? One more big rotation, arms reach up, and down and around, taking time. When you're ready, the left hand can plant down on the earth in front of you. Take a breath in here. Exhale back down to the floor. Cobra pose one more time, hands by your sides. Inhale, curl your heart up. Exhale, lower down. Press up to high plank, tuck your toes. Big breath in on your exhale. Extend, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Pedal it out through your feet, wiggle a little side to side. And when you're ready, you can take a gentle walk up to the top of the mat. Knees can bend as much as you like. Inhale, halfway lift, deep breath. Exhale, melt forward. Separate your feet nice and wide. Maybe grab your block if you've got it. You can place your hands or your head on your block, whatever's available there. But give yourself a little extra support here so you can really hang heavy. And then give yourself a little bit of a shake here. Move through your knees, move through your torso and your hips and your head. You can release hands from the earth so the arms are really free. Just extending the energy from the inside of your body out through your fingertips, letting it move. And letting yourself soften into some kind of stillness. And it's a different stillness, right? It's one thing to just come straight into stillness by gripping versus I give myself time to be in dynamic movement. Just shake what I need to shake. And then the stillness welcomes me as a refuge when I'm ready. Grab a block or some support if you haven't already. Take a halfway lift. Plant your left hand under your nose on your block or your VHS tape or whatever you've got. Bring your right hand to your low back. And we're just going to get really long through the spine. So long that you might even bump your left hand and block a little farther forward than you thought. So you can really find your toes spreading wide, your heart opening as we spiral to the right. Look under your right shoulder, maybe lift your right arm up. So there's a big circle of opening through the chest as the pelvis stays steady. Good, y'all. Take a big breath in. Exhale, fold back in. Nod your head yes, shake your head no. We'll try that on the other side. Halfway lift, right hand down, left hand to your low back, just to feel it. Find some steadiness there, like you're gonna balance your cup of tea. And then you can slowly start to look under your left shoulder, maybe lift the left arm up. Outer right hip is gently lifting as a circle that balances out this opening in the heart. Right? We know this is true. When we're doing big heart opening, we deeply need the pelvis to ground us. So this is so intuitive emotionally to have circles that balance out. When we're expanding out in one way, we're grounding in another. Fold forward when you're ready. Halfway lift at center, big breath. Exhale, fold, feel your toes spread. Inhale all the way up to standing, reach tall. Interlace your fingers above your head. Big breath in, you can stay facing forward. I'm just gonna turn to face you so you can see. I'm gonna make a big circle with my fingertips over to the right, down and around. Boop, 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 boop. I'm drawing a big circle with the charcoal of my hands. Up, and then straight up. I'm not going behind me. I'm just drawing a line across the sky from the left to the right. Then to the side, down and around. Engage my core as I come up. I look to the sky. I ground my tailbone to the earth. And again, like that, down to the right, over to the left, up and around. At the crest at the top, or reverse. Boop, over to the left. Yeah, down and around. Feel how your feet and pelvis are supporting you. Over to the side and lift up. You might be inhaling at the top. Exhaling the down and around, but whatever feels right to you. I'm in the up and over. Take your time. Down and around. When you make it to the top next time, pause for a moment. Lift your gaze, separate your fingertips. Feel your palms emanating energy towards one another, almost like you're holding something between your hands, like a block is there. And just feel the power of your hands to embrace the sky, to embrace this cone of power that comes from your pelvis and the earth and expands upward. Take a big breath in here. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step your right foot back, lengthen your spine. Take your time, downward facing dog, left foot back. Inhale, come forward, high plank. And then like a wave, you're slowly gonna bend your knees, send your tush back towards your heels, and extend up and back, down dog. Again, like that. Inhale, ripple forward, heart leads. Exhale, bend your knees, scoop up and back. Big wave crest. One more time. Inhale, come forward. Down and back. Good. Stretch your left leg up and back. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Drop your right knee to the earth. Low lunge. Inhale, sweep your arms up. Exhale. Flip the palms from facing in to facing out, and then circle them back and around. Inhale, palms come up. They're facing towards each other. And then at the top, they flip. And the pinky fingers gently glide you back and down. One more time. Inhale, reach your arms up. Flip, back and around. Good. Hands to the earth. Take a deep breath in. Exhale to soften into this right hip flexor. Try to relax the jaw. Let your shoulders melt a little bit. Big breath. On your exhale, tuck your back toes if you haven't already. Right foot steps to meet the left. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, step your left foot back, long spine. Exhale, right foot back, downward facing dog. With your breath, inhale, ripple forward, the back of my heart leads. Exhale, bend your knees, scoop up and back. Big circle with the hips. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, ride the wave up and back. One more time, inhale, forward. Exhale, bend your knees, scoop up and back, down dog. Inhale, right leg up and back. Exhale, right foot steps forward, low lunge. Ground your left knee. Sweep your arms up. Big breath here. At the top, flip your palms. Pinky fingers guide your arms as they arc back and round. Inhale, scoop some energy from the earth, lift it up towards the sky. Then arms flip. Back and around, linger there to feel the chest opening. Yeah. Inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale as the arms circle back and around. Hands can come down to frame your right foot and just pause here. The gentlest little bit of hugging your right heel back and your left knee forward. Just that little bit of integration at the center as you feel into whatever the hips have to say here. Slow, deep breath. As you inhale, you might visualize a gentle spiraling outward as your body expands and opens. And as you exhale, a very soft and intuitive, no forcing needed, spiral back inward to the center as you release the breath. When you're ready, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, take an inhale. Exhale, top of the mat, left foot meets the right. Walk your feet out, a little wider than hips width. And then we're going to soften down for Malasana, yogic squat, toes out, heels in. You're welcome to grab a blanket or a block or anything under your tush as you wish, right? Feeling into this shape as this is part of a whole circle of your hips that is mirrored in your body and mirrored in the earth. So feel the fullness of your circumference here. Like how wide do your arms want to stretch? How big does your breath want to get? There's no right way to do this, right? You're feeling into your own circle, your own cone of power. So what's it like to inhabit that? To feel your toes tickle the edges of the circle. If you want, you can bring your right hand down and forward, touch the edge of the circle, left arm up and back, reaching open. Back through center, hands come together. Left hand can come down and forward, right arm up and back. Wide open with the jaw and with the throat. Back through to center. Malasana, yogic squat. Spreading your toes, feeling your heels ground into the earth. Deep breaths in. Full breaths out. If you want to, you could place your hands on the earth and play around with crow pose. If not, Malasana is perfect. You could roll up onto the balls of your feet and play with a little balance here. If crow pose is your jam today, hands grip the earth like little bear claws as you gently rock your weight forward and play around with lifting. Making your own little compact circle of breath. We're going to meet in down dog, so take your time. You can step back, you can hop back. And when you're ready, downward facing dog. Big breath in through your nose. Out through your mouth, exhale. Inhale, stretch your left leg up and back into the sky. Bend your knees, stack your hips, exhale. Inhale, stretch your left leg long behind you, internally rotate. Exhale, step your left foot forward. Warrior one, slow lift up. Inhale. On your exhale, flip your palms, sweep your arms back and around, open through the chest. Twice more like that. Inhale. Thumbs lead. At the top, flip. Pinkies lead back and around. Depth in your lunge. Soften your tailbone. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, back and around. Then let the right arm come forward and lead you open. Warrior two. Flip your palms. Exalted. Lift up and back. And then take the full circle. Once you keep reaching with your left arm, come all the way back and around, and see if you can come down and forward until you're holding the whole world with your arms at center here. Warrior two in the legs. Right, then we're gonna switch extended side angle. Arc, right arm opens, left arm just curls underneath you, and then lift up, warrior two. Let's try that again. Flip your palms. Lift up and back. Keep coming, slide your left arm around. Find your way to holding the globe between your legs. And then switch, right arm reaches up for extended side angle variation. Lift up, warrior two. One more time, flip your palms. Left arm lifts. Let it be as slow as it can be. Slowly arcing back and down to hold this globe. Take your time. Let it have a little weight here as your shoulders release at the center. And then slowly expanding forward to extended side angle with the left arm just gently wrapped right around pelvic space here. Just tender holding. And then lifting up, warrior two. And what's it like to soften here? Having found the fullness of your circle, find the clarity of your warrior two, gazing out over your left fingertips. Good. From that strength, inhale, straighten arms and legs, lift up to a star. Exhale, goddess pose, bend your knees, bend your elbows. Inhale, stretch up to a star. Exhale, goddess pose. One more time, inhale, stretch. Exhale, goddess pose. Warrior two to the back. Straighten your right leg. Reach forward for triangle pose. Right hand down, left arm up. And then we're just going to gently circle. Left arm reaches past your left ear. And then turn your heart towards the earth a little bit. Circle your left arm down and around. Just one circle there. Finding the fullness of your stretch as you reach your left fingertips up towards the sky. Exalted warrior, when you're ready, lift up and back. Right arm guides you. Windmill to a twist, hands to your heart. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot. And then left elbow outside your right knee. Crescent twist. Press the back of your left thigh up towards the sky. Good, y'all. Big breath in and full breath out. Rise up for high lunge, lift. Exhale, hands to the earth, right leg sweeps up and back, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, stack your hips if you want. This time, flip your dog. Let your right foot take you over. Right arm arcs up and back. Unflip, right leg up and back. Step your right foot forward. Send your right arm forward, past the back of your mat, and then roll to the outer blades of your feet. Reach around to the right. Let your left hip dip a little bit. Inhale, lift your hips. Reach your right arm past your ears. Exhale, soften your tush towards the earth. Lower your right arm. Inhale, lift. Press down into that outer blade of the right foot. Exhale, soften. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften. Come about halfway down, not all the way down this time. Bump your left hand in just slightly so it's under your left shoulder. And play around. You can't see this great because I'm going to turn back. But I'm going to lift my right foot. So press into the outer blade of the left foot. Press in your left foot. Side plank. You could hold your right knee. You could find a tree leg here. You could just play around with hovering your right big toe. Whatever feels good to you. Slow, deep breaths. Right hand to the earth. Step your right foot back. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Big breath out. Stretch your left leg up and back. Step your left foot forward and half moon. Launch onto your left foot. Let your right leg and right arm lift and open. And then if it feels interesting, you can make a circle as you bend your right knee and reach back to connect right hand and right foot. Feel the strength in your left leg as you do this, engaging through your left quad to lift that left kneecap a little bit. So you're really supported from the ground up. Release the bind. Step your right foot back. Skandasana to the right. Right bum cheek to your right heel. Flex your left toes. Good, y'all. Pivot around. Front of the mat. Low lunge. Drop your left knee. Sweep your arms up towards the sky. So we've been here once before. See if you can soften your jaw and shoulders. Lift your gaze. And broaden through your chest. If you want to, you could swing your right hand back to the back of your left thigh. Revolved half camel as your left arm and heart lift skyward. Heart open, throat open. If you want to make a sound or exhale, right? Like let it come from the depths. Let it come from your feet and expand all the way up and out. Good, y'all. Slowly windmill hands to the earth. Sweep your right leg up and back, shake it out. Right foot steps outside your right hand for lizard lunge. And then your choice. You can keep that back knee lifted. You can lower it down to the earth for deepening in this hip flexor opening that we're talking through. You might do some more of that harmonics work, rocking your hips side to side, less to like find a particular asana and more to just find the space between. It might feel really intuitive to add on a twist at some point, right hand to your right knee, maybe looking up and over your shoulder, or even reaching back, right hand to your left foot to curl that left heel in. Slow, deep breaths. That really honor the steady support that we require to build strength and stamina. We can't criticize or push our way into strength and stamina. I don't think, at least not sustainably. I think to actually build real strength and stamina requires a kind of softness and gentleness with each part of our process that often invites us to slow what our impulse is way down. Take your time here. When you're ready, you can slowly start to press back up onto your finger pads. Walk your right foot in between your hands and just tuck your back toes, lift your back knee for a long pyramid to stretch it out. Halfway lift, scoop your right tush back and then exhale, fold forward. You bump your back foot in if that enhances the stretch for you. So rebend your right knee. Step back, high plank. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. If you want to, you can lower your knees or chaturanga. or hold right where you are. Inhale, cobra pose. Let the heart really open and breathe. And then stretch it back, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees, hop forward. Malasana, yogic squat. Okay, I'm just gonna turn so we can see each other, but you can stay facing the front of your mat. This time, if you like, elbows can gently encourage the knees open, and then you can bring the finger pads together. And this just, it's like, it's the tiniest bit, but I do think that this is like how change happens, right? Is like the difference between the palms together and boop, just a little space between the palms. Fingertips together for something new to germinate and grow. And then kind of a little bit of your heart and your belly energy, fill that space between your palms, the space of possibility. And just circulating so we have some new air. Big breath in, the lion's breath out. Spiraling gently outward as your bones and breath expand on the inhale and spiraling gently inward to what feels like your center. You could stay right here if you want. If a little silliness feels like medicine to you, then a few little frog hops with me. Your hands can come to the earth. You're right in a frog right here. So you could stay just where you are and breathe deep. There is a version of a pose where you wrap arms around. I hear tales that like your fingertips connect, but that's never happened for me. I'm just lovingly saying hello to my lower back, right? So whatever's happening. Or if you want some frog hops, plant your hands on the earth, lift your tush, and tap your toes above you or behind you. Just a few little boops and bops to get our yayas out. This is good Jewish grandma medicine to go get your yayas out. Deep, slow breaths in and out. And we're gonna meet in down dog. So if you want, get back. You can do a little wiggle. You can take a big breath in. And a full breath out. Inhale, stretch your right leg up and back into the side. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale. Inhale, stretch it long behind you. Internally rotate. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Warrior one, find the floor. Look down at your feet. And then slowly feel your presence fill the shape as you unfurl upward. Inhaling to reach up with the arms. Exhaling, spin pinky fingers back. Arms circle back and round. Inhale. And the exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out, back and around. Let the left arm come forward and open you out to warrior two. Lift your palms. Start with exalted. Right arm arcs up and back. Keep it coming. Stretch, 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 like your right fingertips are going to touch your outer left foot. And then circling down and around to the center. Holding that big globe with your arms. Bend deeply in the right knee. And then slowly lifting up, extended side angle. Lift up, warrior two. Your timing, it starts by, right, it always starts with an active surrender. You flip your palms, your heart opens, and then the circle and the path emerges. So yours might look really different from mine. That's perfect. Just find your flow here. Embracing the fullness of rotating around and the wisdom of each part. Like the wheel of the year, right? Inevitably, there are parts that were more comfortable, but we honor the importance of each direction and each season. When you're ready, warrior two, maybe in a more restful place. Once you've circled a few times and found the fullness, There's a way that when we land at the center, we can be at peace knowing that we've traveled. All right, straighten your arms, straighten your legs, lift up, star pose. And then spin heels in, toes out, goddess pose. This time, hands to the knees. Take a big breath in. Dip your right shoulder down, look up and over to the left. Good, find center, inhale. Dip left shoulder down, look up and over to the right. Good, center. Twist. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale at center, find star. Warrior two to the back. Straighten your left leg. And slow reach. Left hip reaches back as left fingertips reach forward for triangle pose. One circle of the right arm reaches past your right ear. And then you can turn heart and fingertips down to the earth as you circle your arm down and around. Letting the arms open out through both sets of fingertips here. Right arm extended skyward, left arm extended earthward, and just feel the connection between the two. Exalted warrior, lift up and back, big breath. Exhale, windmill to the earth. Left leg sweeps up and back, bend your knees, stack your hips. You could flip your dog and take it all the way over. You could drop your tush, reset for a second, and then unfurl. When you're ready, downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward to high plank. Exhale, bend your knees, scoop your tailbone back towards your heels, stretch it up and back. Good, again like that. Inhale, ripple forward. Exhale, big scoop. One more time, inhale, come forward. Exhale, scoop down and back. Good, right leg up and back into the sky. Step your right foot forward, bend your right knee deeply. Half moon. Straight from the ground, expanding out into the fullness of this shape. If it feels right, bend your left knee, reach back with your left hand for Chapasana. Inhaling, expanding outward. Exhaling, spiraling inward. Stretch your left leg long behind you, step your left foot back. Skandasana to the front, left bum cheek to your left heel. Good, couple times side to side. Right bum cheek to your right heel, like a little spider. That's it. Left bum cheek to your left heel. Right bum cheek to your right heel, come all the way around and back. And we're just gonna do the part we missed. Pivot onto the ball of your back foot. Stretch your right arm out and then reach. Nope, that's the wrong side. Switch sides. Step your left foot forward, right foot back. We got it. Left arm extends out in front of you and then spiral open to the left. So my left foot is forward, my right leg is back. On my inhale, lift your hips, left arm past your left ear. Exhale, drop your tush towards the earth. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, sweep it back. One more time, inhale, lift. Exhale, you're gonna come about halfway down. You're in a side plank position. Your left hand can come to your left hip for support. Engage through your low belly and your pelvic floor, and then maybe play around, left foot lifts. Maybe it wants to come to tree on the inside of your right leg. Maybe it doesn't, right? Let it be what it needs to be. Slow, deep breaths. Go ahead, left hand comes down to the earth, step your left foot back, downward facing dog. Big inhale, full exhale. Good, stretch your right leg up and back. Step your right foot forward. Pivot around to the side. Toes in, heels out. You're in a wide-legged stance. Halfway lift, deep breath. Exhale, fold forward. Your hands could walk out in front of you, or they could spin fingertips face towards you, and you could walk your hands through your legs. Or looping your big toes with peace sign fingers. Take a halfway lift, deep breath. And exhale, folding in the center. Inhale, track the spiral of the breath outward. Feel your bones and lungs expand to take up new space. Exhale, the softening of the spiral inward towards the home, right at the center of you. Good, release your hands. Take a halfway lift, deep breath. Bend your left knee, walk around to the top of the mat. Sweep your left leg up and back, shake it out for a moment, and then left foot steps outside your left hand for lizard lunge. Scoot your right toes back if that feels good. You could drop your back knee to the earth. You could do some gentle harmonics as you move your hips side to side. Maybe adding on a twist, left hand to left knee, or left hand connects to your right foot. Scoot to the left, back to center. Walk your left foot in between your hands. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Bump your back foot in a little bit for pyramid pose. Halfway lift, scoop your left hip back, long through your side waist, and then exhale, drape over your left leg. Soft jaw, soft chest. Way to lift. Step your right foot to meet your left, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up to standing. Stretch tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. Pause for a moment. Feel your heartbeat in your fingertips. Let out a sigh. We're going to come into a balance pose together. And I leave it in your infinitely capable hands to decide what kind of balance you like today. If you want a balance where you twist, taking eagle pose, left leg over the right, left arm under the right. If you prefer a balance where you sway, tree pose, left foot on the inner right thigh. If you want a heart opening pose, dancer's pose, left foot behind you. But what's so amazing is all of these shapes allow us to engage with the circle, right? There is some circle inside of all of this, in the wrap, in the twist, in the opening. So see if you can find some kind of circular movement. It could be with the arms. It might make it really wobbly. That's part of it. It could even just be with your eyeballs as they slowly track down the earth, up the side in the sky, and down and around. It's like hilariously adorable how challenging it is when I move my eyes at all to balance. But how nice is it if we like don't actually make it our goal to hold the balance, that the balance is actually the practicing of the wobbling. so that it's okay to take our eyes in so many different directions, right? Like we talked about in the beginning. The difference between taking in a bunch of new data and actually exploring the digesting and the moving around the corners of our body, the corners of our bones, to get curious about what's being held there and what's ready to be engaged with. And when you're ready, so easeful, release that foot, switch sides, other side, more opportunity to practice, to do the wobble on purpose. So it feels less panicky. And so we can find the ground even in the fall or even in the wiggle. Notice if this side wants something really different, right? On one side, I wanted to reach arms around in a huge circle. On this side, hand to the crown of the head, hand to the base of the foot. Trust the wisdom of what your body invites you into. Release the dance a little bit. You might even let your eyes close. Ooh. Oh. And when you're ready, release, shake it out. We're going to come to a seat on the mat. You're welcome to do that in as ceremonial or unceremonious of a way as you like. If you want, you're going to reach up at the top of the mat, slowly round down the body, halfway lift, and then lower, bend your knees, drop your tush, stretch your legs. We're going to open the legs out wide to the side. Good. All right. Flexing the toes up towards the sky and just feel your pelvis grounded, the full circle of your pelvis expanding out in all directions on the earth, and your heels extending out like the reach of that pelvic circle goes all the way out through your legs. There's a larger circle that goes around your whole body. We're going to start with the left arm. It's going to arc up. Big breath. Over the right leg. Exhale down and around. The right arm takes over and it lifts you up. Not so dissimilar to the warrior two. Inhale, left arm up. Down and around. And right arm lifts. One more time with the left, initiating. Down and around. Rise up at the center. Find the center, arms and legs extended. Good. Right arm initiates this time. Up and over. Feel that stretch. When it's time, you release, circle, and ride the wave. I find that sound effects really help. Down and around, lift up to the center. We're going to bend the left knee. Got right arm reaches over the right leg. And reach your left arm up and over, side stretch. Inhale to lift up, hit your left hand back behind you. Press your hips forward, arc open through the chest, circle your right arm back and out. Really drop your tush to the earth one more time. Left arm reaches up and over towards the right toes. And then lift up, left hand behind you. Press your hips forward, right arm arcs up, back and back. Soften your tush to the earth. Stretch your left leg out, wiggle. Good. Right knee bends. Left arm over the left leg. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, side bend. Spaciousness in your lungs, in your side body, neck. Inhale, lift up. Right hand behind you. Hips reach forward. Left arm arcs up, back, and around. Drop your tush. Right arm up and over. Flex your left toes if you want a left calf stretch. And then lift up, right hand behind you. Press your hips, press your heart forward. Let your head release back. Soften to the earth. Bend your right knee in, bend your left knee in, just squeeze them in close to each other. They're like a little package here. I'm gonna wrap my left arm around my outer right knee. I'm gonna lift my right arm up, big breath. And then I'm gonna plant my right hand back behind and twist the right. Gently nestle the left knee and left hip back as your heart and spine spiral to the right. Good, find center. Switch, right arm wraps around the knees, left arm up. Exhale, left hand behind you, twist to the left. Spine is spiraling upward into the sky and also from your center downward into the earth. So feeling that extension in both directions. But find center, lift your left arm. Exhale, wrap both arms around your shins and just round forward for a moment. Open the knees out wide, tuck your heels in as close as you like for Baddha Konasana. Make a little space in your spine. And then you can choose to keep the spine super straight here if that feels good, or feet come a little farther forward in a deep rounding. Forehead comes into a cup of your hands or the cup of the arches of the feet. And in here, you can give yourself some little rocks side to side. Just as a little non-verbal conversation with your body about snuggling towards the earth, snuggling into support. I think so much about walking the labyrinth or the spiral path that is the circle repeated again and again with more wisdom, is that when we first show up, we are so different from the many, many repetitions, right? Like just thinking about this one shape when I first showed up for yoga, I was trying so hard to do it right, you know? And so everything was straight and strong and tight. And just like what a beautiful thing it is to be able to track the ways in which we yield and soften, even as we get stronger on the repetitions of walking the circle again and again to arrive at center. This is a triumph to do our work and to get to be more and more tender as we do it. When you're ready, you can melt your way up, hug your knees in, stretch your legs out, and slowly lie all the way down to your back. Give yourself a squeeze of the knees, rock a little side to side, any other movements that your body is asking for here. And when it feels like time, snuggling into Shavasana. Maybe you've got a blanket. That would be really cute and sweet, right? Maybe you've got a nice bolster or pillow or sweater that you can prop up under your thighs or knees to let your low back nicely hammock down into the earth. Whatever you've got going on. But letting your body melt, not by pushing, but by feeling the support of the earth and letting your body determine in its own timing when it's time to heal. It feels right to you. As you rest here, you might just imagine walking along a spiral pathway, slowly, with patience, moving deeper inward towards a center place. Then you might just notice you may not arrive at that center place yet, but you might notice what it looks like from the path. Is it a door at the base of a tree? Is there a familiar or an animal or a friend waiting there for you? Is it a wide open expanse with endless possibility? Or a cozy nook that you're slowly finding your way toward? And if it feels right to you, you might just offer yourself the affirmation that you are exactly where you need to be. That this path knows deeply because it is you, and you know deeply that amidst the minutia of the day to day, there is a larger trust. And so we keep walking and we rest as often as we can. Just offering a little gratitude to yourself and to the universe for showing you this glimpse of the path. It just lets you know that you're doing important work, that the movement is taking you somewhere potent, and that you're right on time. Moving slowly, you can start to rock your knees side to side. Maybe squeeze your knees into your chest. And taking the time to come up to a seat or whatever completion pose feels right to you today. Hold for us today the Mercury card. Kind of an incredible card of this hand channeling this power through the pinky finger, which is interesting because we did a lot of pinky finger led movement today. And I'll read to you. Mercury takes us into the realm of signals and messages, and anything is possible. The energy is very transfixing and can be seductive, just like the metal itself. Since this planet rules commerce and communication, it is likely there are deals, contracts, and calls being exchanged that spin us into a whirl. That feels real. Don't rush big decisions or get caught up. Rather, pay particular attention to the precise words that are being spoken and written. There may be a trick underway, maybe not. No one is sure yet. It is said that the energy of Mercury is found in the pinky finger and that its ally color is green. Let yourself do what you can to enjoy the time in this Emerald Hall of Mirrors. Just don't sign your name on the dotted line until what is liquid becomes solid, until clear words are expressed by an honest tongue. Yeah. We trust it deeply, right? We trust our intuition in this time. We trust what we know to be real. And we trust that the show of it all is very different from what is felt in our hearts and our beings as true and real. And I hold you with such deep love as we do this sacred discernment work of what is important to be paying attention to and what does not require our company or care and actually doesn't improve upon the silence. I love you so dearly. It is such an honor to practice with you, to practice this sacred filtration, right? To like let all these words kind of like wiggle out through our bones. You are such a gift, just as you are. Thank you for walking the path with me. Om Bolo Shri 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 Satguru Bhagavan Ki Jai. Bow to the highest of the highest in each one of us. And I'll see you really soon, loves.